everyone, and welcome to the Week 5 recap, Week 6 preview, League Manager's Note, joined today by Joel Gibson and kinda Maddie. Look at her, she's beautiful. Yes, she is. Joel, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Well, I'm doing okay.
Okay, just to get them out of the way, as always, I'm the champ. I'm Kamish. I just hit this fucking trophy off the table. AKA Buzzsaw, which Steven ran into this week, AKA Mr. Undefeated. So, just so everyone knows, we'll get right into it. The number 2 versus number 1 matchup, the Battle of the Undefeateds. That's right, Mr. Modest takes it. Dun dun dun. And I would like to say Steven is a dirty, rotten liar. He's a dirty, rotten liar. He said he wasn't going to be on the wire this week, and Saturday he popped one on the wire. I'm holding you to your word, Steven, and you broke it. You broke it, and that's exactly why I sent that gif when you said you weren't going to, that I don't believe you, because I never believe you, Steven. But guess what? It didn't matter. Statement game, Joel Gibson. 11 categories? 11? Come on.
That's pretty big. That's pretty big. I hate that Patrick Williams had a good game for you. I'm so fucking over Patrick Williams after holding him last year. But good win for you. First loss of the year for Steven. Steven will bounce back. You got Jokic, and that'll about sum it up.
That'll about sum it up. The last thing I'll say with this is Bam did miss 2 games. I'm housing Black, the rookie, which is doing nothing for me in that spot. And I'm also playing man down with Simmons. So, still not all the way there. Hero and Murphy just waiting on the IR to spring into action. Hopefully we'll get Hero back soon. Good game, Steven. I love beating you every year. I imagine we'll see each other again. Well, we will definitely see each other again at least one more time. But maybe in the playoffs. We'll see. I moved to 5-0. Steven moves to 4-1. Go me. Next matchup, Joel, this one's going to sting. Number 6, Cody, 2-2 last week against number 4, Joel, 3-1. Joel goes down. Joel goes down. Oh no, Joel. I gotta ask you, how's Zion?
He's pretty good when he plays.
Right.
But I played yesterday, and he decided to sit the back half of a back-to-back for, I guess, rest. It would probably, or it may not have been the difference, but it may have been the difference in our matchup. Cody and I were very close this whole matchup. He did have a slight player advantage over me this week. Thanksgiving, 1 day off of games, also throws things a little bit, but it's a good win for Cody. I wasn't fully healthy. I think he had a couple missed games as well, but this is an indicator that in the playoffs, it could go either way when we match up, if we match up.
Cody moves to 3-2, and Joel moves to 3-2. Cody having the tiebreaker against Joel Gibson, at least for now. Next matchup, we have Phil demolishing Neiman. Just demolishing Neiman. 11 categories for him. Not a lot to say. Phil kind of lost on a fluke to Doug. I think Phil's for real. Yeah, I don't really have a lot to say. Neiman somehow in the East was 3-1 before this matchup. His only loss coming to you before this. And Phil just demolishes him, just runs him over. It was kind of shocking to me to say it was that much of a blowout.
Yeah, a really good week from Phil, who is not to be fucked with. He's got Luka. He did suffer an injury to Porzingis this week, which is pretty tough. He's been really good for him this year. But, yeah, big win for Phil, and I think we're seeing Neiman and his depth being a little bit of a problem starting to show.
Yeah, next matchup is, let's see here, CJ beating Kyle. Okay. Any matchup that Kyle's involved in, that's my analysis for it. Good win from CJ to bounce back. 1-3 was a rough start. Clippers starting to play okay though, so that's got to be at least exciting for CJ. That being said, it was against Kyle, and I think Kyle having 2 wins is kind of nuts. By the way, Phil moves to 4-1. Neiman moves to 3-2. CJ will move to 2-3, and Kyle moves to 2-3. Anything on this matchup?
CJ did take an injury to Kevin Durant. He sat out the last 2 games with a foot injury. I sure hope that he doesn't continue to sit games next week with said foot injury. That would really be a bummer. But CJ, we know that his team, at least the top half of it, is really strong. So no surprises here.
Right. Next matchup is Doug beating Matt. No surprise here either. Matt still can't find his first win. Doug moves to 2-3, but took some serious injuries. Jalen Johnson is out 3 to 4 weeks. We don't know what's going on with LaMelo, but he had to be helped to the locker room with another ankle injury. They're calling it a sprain, but even if it's a sprain, he's going to miss some time. They're going to be super conservative. We've seen it in the past. So it's crazy because he has Miles Bridges, who has had like 30 and 20 some in his last 2 games. You can feel how you want to about Miles Bridges. I'm not the biggest fan of him being in the league, but he is in the league, and he's putting up monster numbers, double-doubles. It's crazy.
Yeah, it looks like it might have been worth it for him to hold on to him. Doesn't he have some more pending charges or something? Or is he clear of those? I thought he had like a second set of charges recently.
I think so. I think he still has some outstanding ones, so I guess we'll wait and see. Maybe Doug might know a little bit more than we do about it because I don't really pay attention to criminal charges against, players. I'm not the biggest fan. Doug moves to, like I said, 2-3. Matt 0-5. Yikes. He needs Jaw back in the worst way, and at this point, even if he does get him back, he's going to have to go on a run to sneak into the playoffs. And even if he does, it'll likely be me, Phil, Steven maybe at the top there. We'll still see. There's a lot of games left. There's 10 full weeks left. We're a third of the way through the season. But this is getting to be a problem if Matt wants to make the playoffs this year.
Yeah, he's got to start winning some games and quick.
Next matchup is Jake and Adam. Adam getting his first win of the season, making Matt the only team without a win. Yikes. Shout out to Adam for beating up on Jake. Yeah, don't let that new guy get more than 1 win. Nice.
Shout out to Jake for keeping it close, though.
I know. I still think Adam's team is better than a 1-4. He's had some injury issues as well, but Jake, you and I looked at it today, and it was close enough that we were like, could he? No, he couldn't, though. That being said, Jake moves to 1-4, Adam to 1-4. Adam, I apologize. Adam to 1-4 and Jake to 1-4. For some reason, I can't read my own stupid writing here. But that is going to move Adam up in the power rankings, getting out of that bottom basement the whole way from the bottom at one point to 10. He's on the come up. That being said, anything on this week as a whole? There were some good games. I was really interested in yours and Cody's as matchup of the week. It is a bummer that you lost. That 1 seed is just slipping further and further out of your grasps.
It's a long season, and I predict that you will take at least 2 losses this year.
At least 2 losses. You heard it first. Joel Gibson believes I will get 2 losses. That means you can't lose anymore to tie. So you'll have to beat me not this coming week, but the following week. and somebody else will have to beat me. Maybe Phil. Maybe Phil can do it. We'll see how it goes. Or maybe Cody. He did it to you. We'll see. But those are two huge matchups that I know are coming up. Well, three including mine and yours, but I'll be paying attention. Next week, week 6 already, like I said, starting the second third of the season, we have Doug at Mr. Modest. Doug is facing me at a very bad time. Sure, I'm injured. Sure, I'm playing man down with a rookie that doesn't do anything. But Doug is missing Johnson. Like I said, he's got Tillman on his IR. He's got somebody else on his IR that's significant. Ball's probably going to miss time. There's no real reason for Doug to drop Jalen Johnson. It's really interesting. Like, is he going to drop Tillman and put Johnson to try to compete with me? Either way, it's not going to matter. I win this matchup.
Yeah, I predict that you're going to win as well. Your team's just a little bit deeper. You're undefeated at this point. And Doug's team is good, but I think you have the advantage.
Does it ever get old, like, having to pick me every week? Hey, you won't pick me next week, the following week, though. That's nice.
That's exactly what I was about to say, my friend.
All right, well, I'm ranked at 1 in my power rankings. I have Doug at 8 still. He needs to get healthy, though. All these injuries are starting to stack up for him. He already lost Rob Will this year, so we'll see how it goes. Next matchup is my matchup of the week, Phil at Steven. Poor Steven had to go back-to-back as facing 2 of the top 3 teams. Phil just demolished Neiman. And the only loss that he had was a fluke loss to Doug because he made a mistake on his lineups. I bet he won't make that mistake again. I don't think he does this week, and I think he beats Steven, and he will move to 5-1, and Steven will be on a losing streak. Look out.
Yeah, I predict that Steven's also going to lose this matchup. I saw that Luca had a flag next to his name. I wanted to look at that. Luca does have a flag next to his name. He received an x-ray on his left hand at halftime and was able to return to the game. He'll undergo further examination in Dallas. Sounds like he's fine.
Sounds like he's fine. He might have one of those crazy fractures or ligament tears that could put him out sometime. If he does, that definitely changes things. Steven, well, not being the deepest team, he puts up decent lines every week. Like, they're hard to beat. He can shoot threes with anybody. That's one thing I noticed. I knew I wasn't ever going to touch threes against him. So that'll certainly be interesting if Luke is out. Trey's starting to come on. I think he had monster week this week against me. But I'm still sticking with Phil. I have him at 2 and Steven at 3 in my power rankings for that reason.
Does it change your opinion that Jordan Poole has a flag next to his name?
No, because Jordan Poole was hurting Phil, in my opinion. Jordan Poole was hurting Phil, in my opinion, playing. So
I threw the lob to you.
Next matchup, we have a battle of the former Homestead boys. Another one of the core 4 that we have. We have Joel at CJ. CJ, I know for sure there is nobody he wants to beat every single season than Joel Gibson. They play once a year. They're in separate divisions, and this is how it happens. I am going to watch this matchup, and if Joel takes some injuries, like, I think CJ's going to win. We don't know about KD, but I don't know. Like, Joel's starting to get healthy. Garland luckily played. With that neck thing, I got nervous there. Anytime they're talking about the neck, I get super nervous. But it looks like he's healthy. Duran, it looks like he's playing now. Zion should play all of his games, but will he? A lot of questions on Joel's team. I want to pick CJ so badly at home. I don't think either of you get a triple-double. I just think Joel's going to eke this one out, but both super active on the wire, and who knows? I mean, CJ could pull it out and shock us, but I have Joel ranked at 5 and CJ ranked at 7. This would be a huge win for CJ if he can pull it off. Huge.
Yeah, it's a big week. It's a big matchup for both of us. I need to bounce back. CJ, if he beats me, it shows that he's a real contender. We talk about his top all the time. He's got some of the best top in the league. But if Durant doesn't play, even if he misses one game, it really changes up the matchup. I'm going to pick me because I'm, always confident in my boys. But it's going to be a duel to the death.
Absolutely. And then we have Neiman, number 6, at Jake. Jake has one win. Can he keep this one close after Neiman just got butchered by Phil? I don't think Neiman's going to get a triple-double, so maybe Jake can win in a tie, but he needs to focus on his ads and attack Neiman in his weak categories. Otherwise, Neiman's going to win this one.
I don't think Neiman has... he doesn't have any significant injuries.
Right.
Did Terry Rozier play today?
I think so. And if he did or if he does next week with Ball out, Terry Rozier is a completely different player. Just throwing that out there.
He did play today, and he played pretty well.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not going to tell anyone what to do, but depending on how some of these guys handle their lineups this week could determine the matchup. Neiman should win.
Neiman should win, I agree. Next matchup, we have Cody at Adam. Adam getting his first win last week. Will not win this week. Cody is just too hot right now. Look out. Look out.
Yeah, I gotta pay credit where it's due. I just got my rear end handed to me, so I'm gonna pick Cody here.
Yep, and then the last matchup is the battle of the yawn and yawner. Matt 0-5, number 12 at Kyle 2-3 at number 9. If Matt wants any chance at getting into the playoffs, any chance at all, he needs to win this matchup. Period. End of story. We were talking last week that he needed to beat Doug to even start rolling in the right direction. I think it's panic button time for Matt here. He needs to beat Kyle or yikes. Or yikes. That's all I can say about that. Yikes.
You're picking Matthew to win, though?
I'm picking Kyle until I'm proven different. I'm picking Kyle. And my literal analysis of Kyle for the last 3 weeks has been okay. And I'm still picking Kyle to beat Matt, who is 0-5. Matt has a better team, in my opinion, should win, but if he doesn't, problem.
Man, Butler just missed a game. That's pretty important.
But he probably won't miss this week because that was his rest game. So then he plays 3 games, and then he's like, I'm going to take a game off. Dame's been okay. Dame has been okay. I was looking at his team earlier, and there's no... Wait, is Ja back this week? No, not yet.
Not yet.
Wow.
I think he's got a couple more weeks at least.
Really, for 25? We're a third of the way through our season. 25's got to be coming close.
Is it? I don't fucking know.
I don't know either. If I look up a team's record right now, I guess we could figure it out. Bear with me, but... Yikes. Miami Heat. Hold on. Let's see here. 6th in the conference. We're bougie. Okay. Come on. Just give me a fucking record.
All right. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So, random player that I selected from Matthew's roster, Keontae George, has 10 games under his belt.
Okay. All right. Hold on. 1, 2. Wait, those are pre. This is horrible. I don't know why ESPN sucks so much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So, yes.
Okay.
So 8 left. So he's still got 2 more weeks. It took me a long time to get there, but he still has 2 more weeks out. Matt needs to win this matchup. I'm still saying it.
Fair enough.
But I'm still picking Kyle. For the record.
Picking Matthew.
You're picking Matthew? You have more faith than I do. I'm more so just like if he's already eliminated from contention and Jaw comes back, I like what's the point? What's the point? That being said, trading Damon, like he's set up for a big run. He had to win a couple of these matchups and is just failing to do so. It's a bummer. It's a bummer of a season.
I'm not bummed.
All right. With that being said, I think that's it for this one. I don't have anything else really to say. Phil versus Steven is super interesting. Joel and CJ are super interesting. You almost had matchup of the week, but it's hard when you have 2 versus 3 to say that's not the matchup of the week.
For sure.
All right, well, good luck, everybody. Always remember that I'm undefeated, and have a great week. See ya.
There you guys.